People, and welcome to my channel. If you have not as yet, you can click on the subscribe button, right? I'm Sisian from manifest underscore Sisian, and my channel is all about manifesting, yes, but also about self-development and also leveling up and just making yourself happy and being in a better space in your life, right? So my channel, I normally speak about self-development and how you can make your life better, but also speaking on spiritual concepts as well. I recently spoke about African spiritualism and how African spiritualism has been so far divorced from who we really are, right? Because we are so indoctrinated as African people. If you are African and you're watching this video, right, we're not sure about our own culture and own spirituality, right? Every culture has their own spirituality, okay? However, for centuries, we had the Western spirituality, what was enforced on all the colonized countries or states that were colonized, the whole continent of Africa that was colonized, and then the southern and the islands as well, like Haiti and all the other islands, Jamaica and all the others, right? So not every African country was actually colonized, because I recently learned that Ethiopia was not colonized, right, in that sense. However, they were also influenced by the system of colonization, westernization, by the dress and a bit of their culture as well, which also been diluted. Right. Now, there's negative and there's positive aspects of colonization. And one of the negative aspects is when people stop owning themselves and stop being true to themselves by practicing their own cultural practices and not demonizing them. So one of the tools that colonization used basically was to demonize people's cultures, like indigenous people's cultures and spiritual practices, telling them that their practices are evil or they're dark or uncouth or uncivilized, and that we need to adapt the Western perception. So there's been a drive, or there was a drive, right? Basically, the colonization was quite a strategic practice or movement of ownership and taking over people, right? And taking over land and resources as well. So when you're owning, only when you own, when I take over your power, I take over your spirituality, I take over your land, I take over your resources. So I attack you on all angles, on the physical side and also on the spiritual side. Basically, that's what happened when it came to colonization, right? Now, we have a situation where people don't know who they are because they sort like intermingling, interbreeding with these cultures. So now remember, it's like a infiltration into your culture, changing your culture, telling that you are not, your cultural practices are demonic or they're not civilized, and replacing them with a culture that which is foreign to you. But then you also told that you were lesser. So since you are black, so there's a big drive against black people or the black culture basically, and just fix it and replace it with westernization. Westernization is, yes, but also its bad sides, because westernization is about individualism. It's linked to capitalism as well. It's linked to hoarding and greed. It's linked to having and not thinking about other people. It's about self-centeredness in a very toxic way, not in an uplifting way. It's about saying that one group is bigger than the other, one group is more important than the other, that the other must be at servitude to the other group. See, these are the things that are playing in the game of life. All these things are programming, all programs. You get my point? That kind of thing. This is what happened with colonization, and then it doesn't give you peace. So you find why there's no so much unrest and poverty in certain countries, especially Africa. Africa is not povertized. It seemed to be deemed to be so because of the way it's pushed, the agendas pushed that Africa is poor. But Africa is really not poor, because that's where all the resources are. The majority of the resources, if it's 99% of the world resources, are mined from Africa, including the people, the human sources, the human resource, which is people's skills and abilities. So now these black people are sourced from Africa and sent to go work and live in these Western countries where they add value. Their skills are used, their mind power is used to create and develop these Western countries, right? Now that is it's not empowering, it's disempowering people. Disempowering people will not have peace. You understand? Because at the end of the day, so today my topic basically is about peace, about finding your inner peace and knowing who you are. That's why I started with the cultural thing. You cannot know who you are if you don't have peace within yourself. You cannot move forward boldly and with sovereignty authentically if you don't have peace within yourself. Having peace within yourself is knowing yourself totally and also accepting all sides of you or who you are, no matter what it is. That's having that peace, accepting yourself for who you are. Very important to accept yourself for who you are. It's amazing for you when you begin to zone into yourself and owning yourself. Hi everybody, hi Lawson, hi King, hi. Thank you for joining my live. Today I'm talking about inner peace and I touched on a cultural aspect, speaking about Africa and other colonized countries that were actually being raped and taken over by Western ideology, right? That was in the past, but at the end of the day, the result of the way things are now is because of what happened in the past, and it's still kind of happening in its own not different way, where the people of these third world countries and second world countries not being influenced forcefully and directly, but more indirectly, undercover, cohort type of situation, whereby they're still being influenced by Western cultures and they don't know who they are. And in their cultural practices and beliefs is deemed to be demonic. So you cannot live in peace and you cannot prosper when you have that mindset because you don't know who you are. Right. So basically, peace is a holistic concept of you having peace in all areas of your life, right? Understanding who you are and accepting who you are is very important. Understanding where you are going in life is also very important, right? So I'm Sissy, life coach and motivational speaker. If you have not seen me before, my channel's about all things about self-development, a little bit of spirituality, and just leveling yourself up and becoming a better person. It's about you becoming who you should becoming, okay? Speaking across all people, right? So I don't only speak about black people, I speak about people in general because we're all just playing in the game of life, and this whole race thing is just part of the game, right? It's a program within the game, right? So basically, I always speak about loving everybody, loving yourself, and being that love for yourself, and also exerting that love to other people. However, truth be told, that influences have been done in the game, and yes, there's certain groups of people that have been pressed down and demoralized and told that they're less than the other because they don't look like certain people. You understand that kind of thing. So again, it's a power play. So that's what happens. You cannot find peace if you are influenced negatively by the power play of the game, right? You need to understand that this is all past and it's just an experience. You came for the experience, the positive and the negative. You came for it all, right? And it's your power is in how you take the experience. Everything that happens for you, to you, or through you, actually, everything that happens to you or through you, right, or by you, is actually something, an experience that's supposed to teach and grow you. So life is just an amazing experience. You need to find peace in all things, wherever you are, whatever status you find yourself in the game. May you be on the other end, you're Caucasian or you're black or you're Asian, whatever. You need to find peace in all things in life, right? That's what I'm talking about today. Finding your peace in all things. Right? Today it's Saturday and all things are well. I got up this morning, so I'm feeling so joyful and happy, and I thought maybe I could just kind of share my joy to others as well. So if you like to follow me on TikTok, you can also find me on TikTok. It's manifest___ Sicilian, right? As I said, my channel is about self-development and finding your power, owning who you are across all race or across all genders. All these things are part of the game. It's just those programs. You have to understand that instead of you immersing yourself in certain concepts, trying to understand the full picture from aerial view of what's really going on here. Right? All these things are here to trigger us. This gender issue, this race issue, all here to trigger us. We need to find our power and don't be triggered so easily. And there's one thing that we need to understand, that love is all things, is everything, right? When you love yourself, you can love others and you experience you'll be better. But if you keep on judging other people because you're judging yourself, you question your own validity, your own sovereignty, and every person has sovereignty. Just the way countries and states have sovereignties, every single person has sovereignty as well. We all have the power of sovereignty. Now that's where it comes in. We need to understand taking your power back If that's what you need to do, is take your power back, right? So peace, let's go back to peace. What is peace? It's way of life. It's about you transforming or reframing the situation to work for you. Okay, and it's not about gaslighting yourself basically, because you have to be true to yourself. When something is what it is, deal with it and don't oppress it. Don't try and color it a different color when you know what it is. If you're having a problem, work on your problem basically. Thank you. Hi, I said hi to Lawson. Right, so you have to not ignore your problem and try and underplay it or downplay it. You need to really solve your issue. If you're having a problem, focus it and focus on it and solve your problem, because at the end of the day, people use spirituality as a gateway of running away from their problems, a gateway of gaslighting themselves. Like, spirituality is not meant for that. Spirituality is something that's supposed to empower you in a very positive way, not to gaslight you. Get my point? A lot of people use spirituality to make excuses for their own actions. I will do whatever I want to do and say whatever I want to say, but then again, you're right to forgive me or whatever, or everything happens for a reason. Yes, everything happens for a reason, but that's a person, a human being experiencing the situation or this life, must take ownership of everything. Everything happens for a reason, right? But when you do something bad, take ownership. When you do something that's not uplifting society or uplifting your own frequency, take ownership and then work on yourself, right? Now, we are told that also we need to ignore our bad feelings. You don't have to ignore your low frequency. If you're worried and feeling depressed, you don't have to pretend and feel unhappy and feel as if you need to be happy all the time. No, you can also accept why you're not feeling good that day or that moment, and then work on yourself and ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? What can I change in my perception to make myself feel better? At the end of the day, everything's about perception, right? There's nothing real and concrete happening here. Sorry. There's nothing real and concrete happening here in this real. It's all a game of life, a game with every rules and regulations, and there's subtle ones, and there's also the concrete rules of the human experience, the legal stuff. You get my point? And then the subtle rules is the universal laws and stuff like that are subtle on the back end, because at the end of the day, we're talking about cause and effects, karma. We're talking about those type of things. We're talking about the law of gender, the law of resonance, all those things. We're talking about also the subtle things that work on the back end, and we're not really worried about them. We're more focused on the physical things, that if I steal, I go to jail. If I do wrong, I will get incarcerated, put in prison or something, go to court. We're more focused on that. We're not focusing on the spiritual side of things, which is those things are running on the back end of the game. However, we're not aware about that, and then we get stuck in things, the spiritual or rather religious dogmas, right, of life, because even in spirituality, there's dogma. There's dogma everywhere, right? You need to understand that none of these things are better than the other. It depends on how you use them, and also understand where they're coming from, where they stem from. Where does religion stem from? Oppression and taking over people. It's a political system. Religion is based on a political system, coming from the word religion, meaning to do things continuously or religiously. That's what it means, right? Again, there's a play with words, and English is a very young language, right? And it's a language with a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues. It's very uncool type of way of communicating, right? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, it's one of the newest languages, and it's created for dominance as well. Okay, now we want to dominate each other. Like, for example, in colonization, as I said, the English speaking European countries and other European civilizations taking over each country. Like, for example, I hate to use this example, like a cancer or something. Once it comes in, it mingles with the other cells, and then all of a sudden it becomes activated, and then starts destroying all the other cells. So it seems innocent at first, but at the end of the day, it's actually destroying. No hate against people per se, it's just a concept, okay? If you look at it that way, I mean, you can look at colonization in many ways and oppression in many, many ways, right? But we need to be open minded and understand that we have a brain and a mind to reason and understand how things really are. Okay, oppression is a big thing, and how you control people's resources is to control their mind. How you control people's power is to control their mind. Tell them what you want them to tell them, especially people that feel that you are somehow more superior. This is what happened with colonization, if you look at it that way. Right? Strangers come to a land that you've never seen these people before. They in boats, or they in ships or whatever, that seem more superior than your own way of moving from one place to another. Obviously, you're going to think somehow that these people are greater than you, and then you, because you're suffering from that low self-esteem, which is a normal collective and individual thing. When you see something that seems greater than you and different to you, and that thing then makes you feel as if you're better. I mean, they better, or that thing is better than you, that you need to not look up to that thing because that thing has more civilization, that has more modern tools and stuff like that, right? That's what happened basically in colonization, and that has caused a major rift in people's frequency. So people globally in the third world countries have low frequency because of the whole thing. It's something you inherit, and it happened years ago. I mean, like centuries ago, but it's in your bloodline. That feeling of feeling not good enough, lesser than, will always be there. You understand? When you're not feeling good enough, feeling lesser than. So yes, there's energetic and spiritual consequences of colonization, the physical colonization. Then again, there's the gaslighting around that whole concept, taking away your peace and taking away your confidence in yourself. If you don't know who you are, you're not comfortable with yourself, and you don't understand who you are, you don't have peace. So how do you have peace? And then now you're living in the self-hatred spiral, where you keep on questioning yourself. Am I good enough? Can I do things? Am I able to do things? Even I have all the intelligence. You keep on working to try and fix yourself. And I think that's a collective issue with the third world countries, and even with Africa. It's a collective issue that we still try and ask ourselves, are we really what they say we are? That black people are lesser than white people. Look at the war, the gender, or the race wars, and the colorism issues that we have in the world. So they're taking away our peace, right? That's why each person needs to claim their own peace. In your little sector, in your little place, in your home, wherever you are, you claim your peace, because you deserve peace. There's no person that should be living in misery and not understanding who they are and not having peace. We all should be living in peace, right? However, that is something you have to do. It's your individual choice for you to decide, and I'm claiming my peace. Okay, so as I said, I'm Sissy, life coach and motivational speaker. And if you like my topic about what I'm talking about, you can go on into this channel here on YouTube as well with the same name, manifest underscore Sissy, and you can go and follow me, like and follow me, and also subscribe to my channel. Sorry, subscribe to my channel, right, and view my other videos, because I'm very small channel, got small numbers, but I'm fine with that for now because I'm growing, right? Understand that certain frequencies, not every person's wholly in the same frequency. Okay, so the whole idea is that organorhythm, that the system that we're using basically allows us to attract more people into our sphere of space by the amount of lives we do, and amounts of content we're sharing, and the type of content we're sharing, and how we even playing the game of the social media game, right? Anyway, I'm from South Africa, right? And in South Africa, there's quite a few big channels as well in different contents and stuff like that. But most of the content is normally lifestyle, or it's political, or that, or just purely entertainment. A lot of podcasts that are on YouTube as well. So if you are interested in South African content, if you're not from South Africa, go ahead and tune into that as well. There's some nice, interesting topics that you can really understand the other side of the world, like how the African continent has been consuming a lot of American content. It's about time that Americans and Europeans also consume our contents here in the southern side of Africa and other parts of Africa as well, right? So as I said, finding peace is your prerogative, because everybody is experiencing the same traumas expressed differently, right? Understand that there are people, Caucasian people now, that are still suffering from the consequences of what was done by their forefathers. Collectively, in a spiritual way, they are affected, because it's in your DNA already. Then you have those that have taken advantage of it and still trying to do the same thing, up pushing an agenda, pushing an agenda of white supremacism in this day and age. And we should be finding a place where we can say, let's have peace. We understand that we're not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Skin is okay. Yeah, doesn't make us want the same different things. We all want the same thing. Black people want peace. White people want peace. Everybody wants peace. So the whole agenda of Trump and Eon is from South Africa, by mind you, and that whole idea it's like leaves a bitter taste in a person's mouth to understand that there are still beings that are pushing this agenda of the past. It's so old and tiring for us to still be talking hate against each other. And I understand in America there's a big outcry as well. I mean, there are people different strong opinions about this, right? But my opinion, basically, you cannot solve a problem if you respond with hate. You cannot solve a problem if you respond with hate and criticizing that person. You're trying to fight a fight using the same tools. That becomes a problem. Bettering yourself is about you trying different things, making your life better, making other people's lives better as well. Because if you all sit and shout and scream hate, nothing gets better. If you all shout and scream complaints and all these negative things, nothing gets better in life. We need to understand that when you want to level up your life, you're looking for peace, not only for you, but for everybody else. Because I don't think there's any person in the world, man or woman, that only wants peace for themselves and their own family. Because that's not going to work out very well if only you have peace and nobody else has peace. Only you have wealth and nobody else has wealth. There's enough resources in this universe for all of us. Excuse me. There's enough resources for every single person in the universe, no matter where you come from, which culture or background. It's all about where you are focusing on. As we know, what manifesting is about you, where you focus, and what is your perceptions about life. Because not every player in the game came for wealth and abundance, right? But I think we all came for peace. Because without peace, you cannot have a good time here. You cannot, without owning your power and have sovereignty, you cannot have a good time here on this in this reality. Very important. Louisa, thank you for joining my live. Hi, how are you? Okay, I'm Susian, life coach, motivational speaker. I'm based in South Africa. Sunny South Africa. I'm sure you've heard about South Africa if you're not South African. Anyway, yeah. So today I'm speaking about leveling up and also finding and owning your own peace, right? And I'm going to a lot of variable areas as well, right? That kind of thing. So my channel, as I said, Louisa, it's about manifesting, yes, but it's also about leveling up and also just creating a better life experience for yourself, finding your own peace and happiness, and also treating other people with respect. Because once you have peace and love yourself, you tend to automatically treat people with respect, right? Yes. So that's what my channel is all about, motivating people and encouraging them to find their own peace within themselves, to be able to manifest better things in their lives by fixing your frequency. When you change your perception for it to be more uplifting, you tend to change your whole entire frequency and your life experience will be different, okay? That kind of thing. So it's very important. I all speak about relationships as well, right? Relationships, people have problems in relationships because you see, relationships supposed to grow you. A relationship is never a place for comfort all the time. Yes, you'll find comfort in relationships, but you'll also find some stretching. There will be conflicts. There will be certain things that will allow you and force you to grow. So relationships are there to grow up. So we are relationship beings. Without relationships, we cannot really grow. You understand? Because at the end of the day, we are for the growth, right? And everything that we experiencing in this life, experience in this game is about the growth. And still be able to overcome all these challenges and still come up tops, still come up with high frequency, full of gratitude, no matter whatever happened. Because the bad things will happen because this is a duality, right? There's negative and positive, up and down, red and blue, white and black. Do you understand? So we will experience all sides of life, the negative sides and also the positive sides, okay? So when people say they're talking about manifesting, a lot of people only focus on one concept, right? That manifesting is only about good things. It's also about those negative things because you're manifesting constantly, you're creating constantly with your vibration, okay? Now, so your vibration is so important because it's your frequency. You attract people, situations, circumstances into your life aligned to who you are, which is linked to your vibration, which is around your aura, right? Your perceptions, your understandings, your assumptions about life, your core assumptions also create your vibration as well, because that's it. The most important parts of vibration is your core assumptions about it, right? That kind of thing. Then well, there's the subtle spiritual side and the physical side, and then your your energy bodies, like emotional body and stuff like that, which is very important in terms of your manifesting what you're creating in your life. So we're talking about energy body. Energy body is linked to your emotions. Okay. So if your body, if you are constantly negative, your emotions, you don't have the ability to actually transmute your negative emotions to positive emotions, and you're always sinking in and zoning in and rooting yourself in negative feelings, right? That affects your emotional body. Now, your emotional body can be sunken and too dark and it's not able to hold light. Now, when you're not holding light, you're not expanding. And that's when your manifestation is within the light that you're holding. And the light that I'm talking about is the one transmuted from information, positive information, because information is energy itself. You understand? So whatever you absorb into your body, right, with your energy absorbing, attracting it, it becomes part of you. Some of it goes around your aura as well, because it's representative of who you are. It attached you to your emotional body, your subtle bodies around your aura. Very important to know your makeup and the different concepts of being human, okay, the emotional mind and all the other stuff. It's very important for you to learn these things, the so-called subtle things, the occultic things, the esoteric things about who you are and about this life game. That there's a lot of truths and a lot of lies as well. The lies are intertwined with the truth, so you have to kind of decode it and understand which is your truth, because there's a lot of truths, because your truth may not be my truth. We may have the same understanding, but my understanding will be different to me according to my own experiences which are my truths, right? Because again, we need for something to become a truth, you need to have experienced it, or you are currently experiencing it, right? That's what it's all about. That's how you become who you are, because that's why people will have the same understanding, same belief, but they don't live it the same way, because their truths are different, their assumptions about life are different, which affects their sense of self as well. Of course, it's your total of who you are. Those are the things that we need to consider. So finding that peace in where you are is you being able to transmute the negative to the positive, not gaslighting yourself, but actually working on you, adding value to your life, right? Not spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing, I know it's a thing now where they speak about if you're over positive, you actually doing bypassing, you ignoring the fact that there are negative feelings on this earth. And yes, we are physical and we are in the third dimensional reality. Most of us, some of us are but four on the fourth, and the fourth is bleeding into the third. So in other words, the fourth dimension affects the third dimension and vice versa. Okay, these are the things that we need to understand as well. Right. So when you are raising your frequency and becoming a better person, and then you feel that you need to isolate yourself or remove yourself from other people that don't or that are not in the same understanding as you, that's okay as well, right? But it's not a matter of ego and saying you are better than those people. It's a matter of you understanding that there's a need to catch up with you. Then they have a way to catch up to you, and sometimes they will catch up and other times they won't. But it's not about hating people and all stuff like that. You need to silence your ego. The ego is a good thing, yes, but it shouldn't be the totality of who you are. The ego plays an important role in your sense of I, yourself, a sense of I, but it's not the totality of who you are. So, guys, if you like this live, go ahead and like, please. Go ahead and like, so then people can also come in as well, other people. So, we're speaking about some stuff which is very important here, right? So, yes, in South Africa, we do have a lot of channels, a lot of YouTube channels and other social media channels that are very uplifting as well. Right, we're speaking about leveling up because we need to level our frequency as a global collective. No matter what skin color we're sitting in, whatever body you're sitting in, you are still mostly spirit, and your spirit needs to raise the frequency of this whole earth experience, so that the bad things become lesser and the high frequency flying things become more. Right now, starting with yourself, finding your peace, knowing who you are, finding your sovereignty in yourself. Very important to find your sovereignty and own yourself and stop trying to be like other people. Love yourself unconditionally. Learn to accept your flaws, because your flaws are your perfections. That those are the things that set you apart from other people. Who you are, your signature is very important. Owning your signature is so important. Being proud of who you are, no matter what it looks like, right? Remember that you decide how life is going to be for you from within. Okay, how people are going to meet up with you and respond to you is your work. If you feel down about yourself, you can't expect people to think good about you, right? Because it's coming from you. You need to think good about yourself, right? You need to think good about yourself so that then other people can see that this person is very high frequency, they're very positive, going, outgoing person, people, that kind of thing. So it's very important to find your inner peace. Inner peace is very important. You can sleep better at night, you can live a better life, you can attract better things in your life, and peace comes with gratitude. So peace and gratitude are related. With peace comes gratitude, gratitude comes with peace. So when you are fully grateful for your life experience, you'll have peace, right? Peace is very important, and being grateful for every small thing is important, because every life experience is there to grow you. Every challenge, even the not so good things are there to grow you. So you need to look at those things and take ownership of them and say, well, this thing happened, yes, but what can I learn from this experience? What does this experience tell me that I need to fix about myself? Or what does it tell you or validating about me that I need to actually change? Because we're constantly changing. There's no perfection here. There's no perfect person. Self-development is something that will happen forever until you die, right? Till you leave your human body. Self-development is something that goes on and on and on and on until you reach a place where, well, you now feel like, well, okay, what else can I learn? There's so many topics to learn about. And self-development is not only about spiritual topics. It's also about other things you need to learn: languages, cultures, countries, all sorts of things, philosophies, ideologies, sports, uh, talents, whatever it is, playing the guitar, playing the piano, makeup. There's so many things to learn here. You're constantly learning, and the more you learn, the more you expand, right? But it's wonderful when you start working on your sense of self, because a sense of self will anchor you. When you work in your sense of self, now you will check things like your subconscious mind. How does your subconscious mind really store all these things from your life experiences, of about how your aura is? What is aura? Things of the energetic side of you, the subtle bodies around you, all those things are very important. So that's what life is about: continuous learning. This is a school, right? And every experience is not to be identify upon. Why are people identifying themselves with certain things? Okay, because it's passing. Okay, like for example, a simple example would be, I'm a social media influencer, and you identify yourself as that, not understanding that's just one part. It's just something that you're engaging in. There's other parts of you. So why would you want to identify yourself as one part only? I'm a doctor and that's it. I'm a teacher and that's it. And then you get engrossed in it. You get my point? And when something happens and you're no longer a doctor, you lose your license, or you change your mind, whatever, you lose your passion, your inspiration to be a doctor, and you want to try something else, then you find that you lost. You understand? We're constantly growing. Life is about the growth. So we should be able to welcome every new adventure expression of ourselves. That's why it's not nice to immerse yourself into certain concepts of who you are. You understand? Because we're constantly developing and growing. We need to allow ourselves that space to expand and learn different things, and understand that you are spirit having a human experience, and you're constantly changing, right? And frequency is everything, energy is everything, as we know now, right? It's been taught. It's so many videos about it. People don't really understand it still, what it really means. How I speak, how I think, how I move, my perception, my assumption of life is my frequency, is who I am. It's my signature. It's linked to my date of birth and my year of birth, my place of birth, the continent that I'm born in. But then like, it doesn't mean I'm stuck in there, because people move all the time. So can my identity can expand or it can restrict as well, depending on which way you want to go and grow and develop, all depending on you. Okay, that's what life about. It's about the development, it's about the growth. Right. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and then subscribe to my channel, and then also click on the subscription button so that when I do put new videos, which I quite do often these days, you know what I mean, then you can get information and get a notification that I've posted something new, right? So then you can just like and follow me there and subscribe to my channel and check my content, and also just like comment if you want to comment, because engagement is everything. Okay, guys, engagement is everything. I'm about to end now. I didn't plan to stay long here. Just a short topic and a short message. Let us find peace in ourselves. Let us find peace in our lives. Let us find peace in other people. Yes, Trump, whatever. Politics, you don't like him. Yes, it's okay. No, nobody needs to like him anyway. You get my point. It is what it is. He is who he is, and move on. Yeah, the people holding on a lot that, oh, he has so much influence over your life. He doesn't have much influence over your life unless you give it to him. Yes, the government, yes, the taxes, yes, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, he cannot touch you. No one can affect you. If you truly, you inside, no one can affect you unless you allow that person, that politics to affect you. It's up to you to own yourself, own your peace, own your favor. Don't be interrupted, and don't be somebody that's wishy-washy going with left and right. When things go up, you go up as well. No. Be focused in yourself and be grounded on who you are. Politics is a game. It's part of the game. It's part of the matrix game. Politics is there to trigger you. You understand? Everything, yes, to trigger you deciding which way you're gonna go. Are you gonna hate this Trump person? It's just a person. It's just a player. Yeah. It's just what it is. Even this Eon guy, it's just a player. Politics is politics, and they're playing the game. You understand? So the one with money has more power. The one has more money has more power. That's part of the game, right? However, you have power of your own frequency, where you're focusing, where you're putting your energy at. That's what it's all about, right? Remember that you have the power. It's not about the politicians, about your life, it's about you. Because there are people, I can use an example of the COVID period. The COVID period for 2 years, right? A lot of people had suffered. They were depressed, they were feeling down, the frequency went down, but there are all those people that never suffered and raised their frequency instead. They thrived in their time, I mean, in every way. They were joyful and happy still. They never feel fearful. They don't feel like life is ending. They never feel like, it's all doom and gloom. You understand? There are people like that. Even the time of example, the depressions in America and across the globe, right? We have up times and down times. So your frequency should not be moving up and then moving down. Your frequency should be constantly up. No matter whatever happens, you always should be at high frequency, whatever happens, whatever age comes in, whatever influences are coming, whatever Trump says or doesn't say, you should also always be focused on yourself, because Trump is not God. You are God of your own life. You are God of your own experience. Do not make politicians your God over your life. Do not make political situations the God over your life, right? Kind of thing. Even in your relationship, don't make your husband or your wife a God over your life. You are your own God. You decide how you're going to react and when you're going to react. And may it be reaction that's going to add to your game, not reaction that's going to take away from your game. Don't always be responding to conflicts in your home with negativity. Try and understand your partner, understand your children, understand your work, understand the people you work with, understand everything first before you respond. People just want to react with anger and vulgar and all sorts of negative things. Sometimes you need to understand and get the perception of where that person is. Maybe the person is having a bad month, or having a bad day, or having a bad hour. You don't know, right? Or just maybe the person is misled. It's got not so great serving perceptions about life. Like, for example, how can you want to be oppressed people? That means that you are oppressed within. You oppressed already within yourself. That's how you're oppressing people. That's why you feel there's one race more superior than the other, because within yourself there is a disconnect with the balance of the universe, of life, of Mother Gaia. The balance is required. Yeah, that's why you need to have peace within yourself, to get that balance within yourself, and don't be easily influenced by the outside forces coming to you. Don't be influenced by all these things. Now, watch a lot of people complaining. I don't know if you guys heard about this social media influencer, Wizard Bliss. Yeah, she's actually an awesome influencer. She's got like 80 million 80 point something million followers, right, on her social media, on her TikTok, I think, yeah. And apparently she teaches a lot about self-development, manifesting your SP, leveling up, making better choices. I think she coaches as well or something like that, right? So recently she had a very negative experience in her life, and a man cheated on her. She's pregnant, 4 months pregnant, London or something. His name is something in London, I think. Yeah, he cheated on her. Right now, it's a big deal, and and I can see like the social media flew. Her followers are actually going in and trying to understand how come that can happen to her, because her strategy is so good. A strategy for manifesting the best life ever and the best situations ever is so great, because she's manifesting. She's also coaching people to manifest. The best ways to live your life and manifesting your SP and all those things. Right now, they're asking question, what did she do wrong to actually experience that cheating her husband? Because she's recently married, I think. Is she married? Yeah. And she's got a child from him, and is her SP. And all of a sudden, down the line now, there's cheating going on. And now they're asking, what did she do wrong? The question is, how can you ever do anything wrong? Because end of the day, life is a risk, right? So Liz took a risk in this man. I mean, he ticked all the boxes. He ticked all the boxes of being this wonderful man, supportive man. Now he's cheating, you know? And now the world is screaming and shouting, how can something like this happen to her? She did something wrong. What did she do wrong? And then they're outing the guy and calling all sorts of names. And yeah, it's just not a pretty situation, because people have this perception that when I'm a teacher, I'm perfect. When I'm a teacher, I'm perfect. There's no wrong I can do. That every step that I make in my life is perfect. That I can do all things right only and never ever make a mistake and never have bad things happen to me, because I'm a teacher. I'm teaching people how to manifest. I'm teaching them how to level up. That's a misperception, a great misperception, because people are just ordinary people. Liz, and like all the other spiritual teachers, including Teal Swan and all of them, they're living life. There's no perfection. They are living life and taking their risks according to their understanding and their level of awareness. And who said that bad things are really only good for you? I mean, only bad for you. Bad things can also be good for you. There could be like good things within the bad. Like, for example, maybe she's 4 months pregnant, she didn't give birth yet, whatever, she didn't have the baby yet, right? Maybe it's saving her from having a father that's going to be absent. The father of the child's going to be absent. At least now she knows that he's not a good person in that sense. He's not all that honorable as he said he claimed to be. And yeah, these things happen, and now she knows who he is, who he truly is, that he's a gaslighter, he's a liar, he's a cheater. Now she knows before it gets too late, before she gets too immersed in it, right? That could be the good side of the whole experience. But everything comes in with the good and bad to it, because we're in duality. A marriage, SP, mutual level up and everything, there will always be something negative about it. Maybe, for example, a simple example, you want a new job. You get this wonderful job. You've been praying, you've been affirming, you've been applying, you've been leveling up to a match to this new job, and then you get it. Wonderful. 2 weeks down the line, 3 weeks down the line, you find that shit, this job is demanding a lot from me. I need to be present. I need to be patient. I need to be hardworking. I need to tolerate all the bullshit of every person in my team. Because now I'm a team leader. This is my dream job. I'm a manager. I'm managing this team. Maybe it's project management, whatever. And now this is my dream job. But my dream job comes with also the negatives. I have to deal with these people. I have to manage toxic people. I have to learn how to deal with toxic situations in the relation dynamics. I have to manage dealing and reporting to a manager who's so toxic and full of narcissistic tendencies. Is a narcissist. You see what I'm trying to say? You're going to say, oh my God, I don't love my job anymore. Does it stop being a dream job? No, it doesn't stop. It's up to you. It's up to you to decide that if this is still my dream job, am I going to accept the good with the bad? Am I going to step up to the challenge of overcoming these challenges of a narcissistic boss, toxic team members that are managing, lazy people, that are managing, they don't want to work. I need to motivate them constantly. I need to learn that, yes, this is my on my plate. So I'm going to deal with it now. Am I going to sit and complain and say this is no longer my dream job, or what I'm going to do? You see, everything comes with this negative, guys. Everything comes with negative. Like a beautiful woman, you were overweight, and then like you were not attracting the right men, and all of a sudden you lose the fat after an exercise program or eating program. Then you become nice and slender and sexy and shapy. Okay, and then next minute you meet the right people, you attract the right people, but now the problem is you're in this relationship now, and you're finding that you constantly have to keep up with this whole gym thing. You're not even allowed to pick up two calories or whatever, or not calories, kgs, sorry, 2 kgs. You gotta watch yourself constantly, because this person that's even attracted to you was only there for the sexy body. Now you're pregnant, is looking elsewhere. You give birth, he's having problems. Talking about, oh, when we met, you were size 28 and now you size whatever. You see my point? So there's always something negative to everything. So you need to learn that when you pray for something and manifest it into your life and call it into your life, it's going to come out with its good and its bad. It's going to come with the challenges and the blessings, and you need to accept it as it is. And don't keep on blaming the universe and God and say that manifestation doesn't work. It works perfectly fine, but everything will have a negative to it and everything will have a positive to it. Basically, that's what it is. And we have the experience, and spirit doesn't care if it's a negative experience or a positive experience. It is an experience to allow you to expand. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, have a great week further, and also don't forget to click on the subscription button and the notification bell as well, right? If you are interested in my channel and what I'm speaking about, leveling up and being realistic to yourself. Okay, so have a great day. Ciao.